football. Just green that you see in some of the trees.
You know, with the football today, and you see the likes of Ronaldo doing all these little tricks and all that, because you had the quality as well to.
Yeah.
When you were doing your training and all that, it's my view as a fan, maybe I'm wrong, but you wouldn't practice them tricks because it was natural to you. When it happened in the game, it was like off the cuff and you did it. Whereas Ronaldo to me is, he's got quality and all that, but it's all rehearsed, and it's like when you get a stand-up comedian, one fella comes out and plays to the crowd, another fella's got a script. To me, you just play to the crowd and on the night or on the
I used to, when I was playing centre forward, when I got about 24, I started to get deaf. Like, I couldn't hear things the same. But before I was deaf, say 61, 62, 63, when I was playing at my best, I used to always play like, listen, somebody shout for the ball, get it through there, and I would bring the ball down here, and I would listen for footsteps, that side or that side, and if your marker's coming from there, so I could hear, before I was deaf, I could hear that. So I used to, when he was there, dummied that way and went the other way, and they used to fall for that all the time. That was because turn that way and go that way.
Because the defenders in them days, like said to these young lads, they were there.
They were allowed to kick right through the ball, man in ball, right through. And that's no foul. Play on, says the ref. The guys have clattered you right through. And some of them, they weren't as big defenders as they are now, but big, strong lads, you know.
That was their aim.
Was that Forest centre half in the cup game? McKinley 67, and he gave you a terrible time. McKinley.
Big lads, Scottish lad, him.
Yeah. Did he take you home that night?
I don't know, mate, glad. But that's our sad story about the food item. That's
it's very poignant. I never heard that one before. Well brought out. That.
Good. Well,
the Inter Milan game, Alex. The offside goal by Vernon at home, was it offside?
Don't think so. I was sort of level with him. He never cut it back to me. He just cut it past the goalie down into this end.
Did we get a fair play with the referee then? Those two games?
I don't think so. What the Inter Milan were a fantastic team.
Yeah, unfortunately we got them in the first round.
Well, the intermediate round, first one you get was Inter Milan, and we didn't know anything really about them. We knew they were the top Italian team, and we pulverised them here, but we never scored. We scored one, it was disallowed, and it finished 0-0. We went there, and late on in the second half, they scored Inter, but they're fantastic players, Brazilians and all that stuff, and they beat us 1-0. And we got criticism when we came back from the press and everything, sort of saying, going out in the first wee round and everything against it. Well, we were out it, but they won the European Cup, Inter Milan, after beating us, went right through, beat everybody, and then they were the champions of Europe, and then they played the champions of South America, the Brazilians, the Brazilian team, played them 0-0 in Brazil, beat them 3-0 at Inter Milan. Yeah. They were the champions of the world.
They were a quality team. Herrera, the manager.
Breathtaking. They were breathtaking, and they were technically in that they were more organised than us.
It was. I mean, you used to call it blanket defence.
Yeah,
they had back
four,
and not to win.
They played 4 at the back and 1 sweeping at the back too. That's the way they played. And the fast guy on the right wing, the Brazilian, just catch pigeons.
Jair, wasn't it?
Somebody said to me, Alex,
Jair,
excellent player.
I think someone said to me that Tastao, you were likened to Tastao. I've heard that a few different people have said. You know, the Brazilian.
Well, that's flattering.
He had a tap.
I'm pleased with that. He's got more money than me there.
But it's, like I say, the whole era in the 60s, like you go from valve televisions now to 42-inch plasma screens, and that's the difference. It's hard to compare, it's hard to tell young people what the quality was in the 60s. And some people think it couldn't.
Never showed any games that were here. You never seen it anywhere. Just in Liverpool. And the people that were at the game can remember these things. And remember the games that. I mean, we went 2.5 years undefeated at Goodison here. 2.5 years. Yeah. Nobody beat us.
Could never get beat at Goodison.
That's right.
But what do you think today? I know it's a hard question because everyone gets asked as a footballer. If you were playing today for Everton or Manchester United or Chelsea, do you still know or think you'd be the quality that you were and you'd still be a star?
Yeah, that would be okay if I was, when I was a wee kid, I got plenty of food and doing the fitness thing. And I could have, but it's harder now to go. I think
it's more physical, isn't it?
I think
even
so.
though the game isn't physical, it's more built up. Athletic.
It's muscle stuff, athletes.
Yeah.
And well, you've got to have pace. That's one of the main things. I mean, I had some pace, but I wasn't fantastically fast. But I could get away from guys. And if I got in front of people, I never ran away from them and let them come and get. I shut the door and got in front of them, close them down. That's what I got learnt at Hearts. The coaches told us, get in front of them, close them down. So we were taught to do that.
And you used to have a shot. You used to have a shot that was as powerful as Bobby Charlton, but you very rarely unleashed it. But why was that? It's only when you're like on the volley, or did you think more to pass it?
Thinking about passing sometimes, you know.
Yes.
I think Bobby Charlton practiced shooting, hard shooting more than me. He used to hit against walls all the time. He was a wonderful player, Bobby Charlton. But these guys, when they just walk in nowadays, it's more difficult to.
I know.
The managers, etc., and coaches are more technically aware than they were when we played.
That's right.
But it was fun. It was passion to go there. It was to come and play here was just fantastic. I love playing here.
What do you miss most about Everton, Alex? You know, the area and everything else. What do you miss?
What do I miss? Miss them being up in amongst the first 1 or 2 or 3. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
If we can get into that.
What about yourself personally, though, mate? You know yourself personally. Personally, what do you miss?
We're thinking playing and coming here and training. You know, when you're training, you've got guys training with you. It's good fun, lots of laughs. It's good. It's good to play.
That thing you were telling me about Harry Catrick, that's a common thing. A lot of players didn't really like him too. He wasn't an approachable man. Harry Catrick, I got told.
No.
When we're younger, we only get tales.
He used to have 2 different languages. He used to, sometimes when he was speaking to me, see some other players, he spoke ordinary speech. But if anybody else came along, like directors of that, he was starting to speak like that. and it was he had 2 different voices.
But he'd only put a tracksuit on if John Moores or the directors came and he dressed that
Once a year.
wasn't it? Yeah.
The guy used to come to the little office up at Belfield, and he had blinds, and if the was coming, they'd sort of say, like Ray Wilson, they'd tell you to, okay, get the tracksuit on, Harry. It was brand spanking new all the time. And he just stood at the side and just knocked the ball aside to somebody or what have you, you know. And then when the director wasn't there, you could see him when we were moving about, running, doing things, changing speed and all that stuff. He was looking out the window. I said once or twice, come and play with us. Have a game, and he said, no.
But he was a reasonable centre forward when he played for them.
So I've heard there was a bustling sort of centre forward, but it wasn't a skillful one. He was
He was there to put the ball in it.
What was John Kerry like, Alex?
I liked him, nice man. You had ideas about playing football stuff. He was into the Everton style then when I came, but then he got rid of him. You know, if he had a sergeant major beside him, being disciplined for players, etc., he would have still been here. Not still been here. He would have stayed longer at the club.
Patrick wouldn't have got the opening. Because
you played amongst some fantastic players at Everton when you were playing there. Who was the best that you played alongside?
Well, Bolly was a terrific player. Roy Vernon, blinding speed, really the accelerating speed. Vernon, he was like a beanpole, but muscular and hard, and he was about 5'9.5", 5'10" maybe. Couldn't hit the ball. Couldn't hit the ball with his left foot. But what a finisher! He used to get in the box and you know, everybody panics sometimes when they got a shot in the box trying to hit it. He used to go dummy and take it away and pass the goalie and knock it into the low space at the post. You know, he used to do that all the time. brilliant. These two were brilliant players.
You know when you left Hearts, was it a big wrench? Because you had a choice between Everton and Preston, but you went to see Preston after Everton just to be basically...
No, I went to Preston first. I signed for them.
Did you?
That's right, you signed.
Did signed for them. We were sorting out.
Bloody hell, I didn't know that.
We were writing up the money, you know, and they went to Preston and they said they were going to give me £3,000. That was a lot of money then. You could buy a house with that. Plenty of money. And I said, well, if you do that, I'll come to you. That was the first meeting. The next day, the manager, Preston manager, came again. He said, our directors won't give you 3,000, 2,000. I said, well, Everton's given me 2,000, I'll go to Everton. That's when I just came down here and signed. This picture was down there.
I never knew that.
I signed, and the guy was an old ex-Everton player. I'm trying to remember his name. He was the manager. And he said, well, okay, fair's fair.
Because Preston was a big club then, wasn't it?
They were in the first division. They were about halfway in the league when Wolverhampton were a big team too then.
Were they after?
They were after us too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you say, today with the media, if any news breaks, it's on Sky. It's all like Alex said last night. When Alex signed, there was another full back from Hearts to sign. It was George Thompson, wasn't it?
George Thompson.
Now, Alex was his club mate. He didn't even know he'd signed for him until he met him on the train.
True.
So there's no Sky TV. There's no telecommunication. He had a pigeon to send messages.
It's a big secret when we were leaving Edinburgh and come away to sign. They were more or less saying, shh, don't tell them, we're going to sell these guys.
Yeah.
So you just get signed and
That was it.